Hello, welcome to this live action meditation. My name is Allie with Amory Speaks, and this is a alchemy practice that I'm going to introduce here for anyone with ears to hear who's willing and finds receptivity in this. It definitely is for a certain level and a certain curve of the classroom, so I know it's not really going to hit everyone, but for me, for where I'm at, and what makes sense to me, I'm finding this really good working. I'm finding great traction and getting good work out of this. So I thought I was going to share it today. So it's going to be just a quick video just to share just this. And this, again, like live action meditation to me is something that we do awake. You do in the moment. We are doing in a scenario or as a response mechanism to certain encounters, in our daily lives. This is sort of a supplement or a complementary practice to a literal sit-down meditation, introspective time, quiet, so there's sort of two levels to the meditation process, and I'm just going to introduce the concept and the working, and that's it today. So the tag phrase and the line that is from A Course in Miracles. Feel free to check out that book if you don't know anything about it. I won't get into it today, but I've talked about it in other videos, so if you're not new, you probably heard me talk about the book already. This line I opened up to this morning, and I've thought about it before, doing a meditation around this, but I didn't, and I thought this morning I'm gonna bring it up. So the line, and if you have read the book or you have the book and you're interested in looking at the section that I'm talking about, I'm going to be in the workbook for students in chapter 15, part 3. It's called Littleness versus Magnitude. It's in the paragraph number 5. And this question is posed, and I love the question, and I love the words along with it, and sort of the visual that comes with it. So this is why I think it's so great as live action meditation seed, that we can plant and cultivate and let grow within us. And the line or the question is: would you choose to be hostage to ego or a host to God? And at difficult choices, at uncomfortable choices, frustrating ones, things that we just don't align with, anything that really triggers that ego, this is such a great mantra, question, a focal point, something to chew on for a minute, or take a deep breath with even before responding to something that is uncomfortable. And this can come up in a million different ways. I'm not really going to give a pure example in this video today. I don't have one right at hand. But this word, host and hostage, I love how they're two in the same. They're almost feel to be having a polarity of an opposition to each other, and yet they're two totally different concepts, and they're two very separate meanings, and in fact they kind of operate in different worlds, much like A Course in Miracles teaches, that this world created by ego, this world of separation and choice, my TV's going to shut off. I'm just mute it. Is this world of ego and this world that's created by separation, the choice for this world is not real. This world is like some kind of, VR Shadowlands, bad case scenarios must play out opportunity. The organic world, the true world, heaven, it's kind of proclaimed in the book, is underneath it, around it. It can never be tainted or touched by this other world, because it honors free will. It honors through positive alignments and laws non-reactivity that just does not encroach upon or seek to invade or infringe anything. And so these worlds has chosen to be a shadow world of worst case scenario play out separations. And so organic world is just like, just do you, whatever you're doing over there. Good luck. You don't have an impression on me. I'll just wait over here until you're done doing that, I guess. This is really, again, what ego is doing and what God within us does. Truth and lies. Truth doesn't need validation. Truth doesn't need anything. Truth is isness. It just is. Lies have a lot to do. They have everything to prove. They are very busy and need focus and need attention in order to feel validated. And same thing as the ego. The ego it needs attention. It needs to be told that it matters. But this is where the live action meditation point comes in. This is what my studentship is going through right now. And many of us are, is this conscious awareness through life and practicing. It becomes really obvious when choice points come up and when the ego is instantaneously responding. And also, the backbone of the teaching then resides there. The real truth is still residing there. And you can feel, I can feel a real space, a gap allowed. And here my CEO Allie, my thinker mind, is in between. And it's like, well, what am I going to do? I know that this is truth. I feel the backbone of organic God, and yet this itchy, uncomfortable top layer is like requesting a response. And in that is, here comes the question. Do I want to be a hostage? Do I want to enslave myself? Am I ready to just be slave master cycle again and just go for it because I feel pushed into it? Or do I want to remember that who I am hosting, who has set me at this position, who resides in that backbone of this true structuring? And as soon as I remember that, as soon as I can get into that place, it's, it diffuses and disentangles me from this sort of itchy, scratchy annoyance of whatever is poking at the ego or whatever the ego is screaming about. And just in that working space and just in back and residing in this, I remember, oh yeah, I don't want to loop myself into negativities. I don't want to give in to false appearances or preconceived judgments and perceptions. I want to be open. I want to be transparent and honest and truly do what serves the whole, and not just try to serve myself in this immediate way. Does a good host spend the whole time with themselves, feeding themselves, worrying about themselves at their table? No, that's, a good host is at the door. A good host is giving out seating arrangements or checking with the cooks or checking with the music or, making sure everybody's having a good time, putting coats where they belong and all this kind of stuff. It's like, The host is about serving the whole. It is about helping and having this oversight point, right? So to me, just having these two words in a dichotomy, and even being able to just be like, am I a hostage or a host? What am I doing here? To me is like such a good fuel for this live action meditation, and for this point of reckoning within the self, to where exactly you don't have a time in the moment to go and sit and meditate. You don't have a whole time to be like, excuse me, I need to go sit with myself for a little while. I've got to go get into the zone and listen for an answer from God for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, however long, Not saying that we don't need to do that at points. We do, and integration and introspection need to happen at times. But live action meditation with this teaching is like, we're in the moment. And it's like, whether we need to recenter with a breath, or a visualization, or some kind of sensation, tagging something physical into this question with the mind, and then aligning it all with the spirit-centered place of God's source, in the moment is really what the live action meditation is. That's what I'm trying to kind of do and share. And it's really, it's so corrective. It's very powerful, and it's really helped shift me and my mindset in these moments, So, and also, even in moments, say, where it's not catalytic, where it's not like a disruption or another doing something or some group or scenario, sometimes even it's like I'm bored. I feel forgotten by God. I feel like what I have in front of me in my direct life is not worth it, or needs more, or is just like unseen or plain, and this is the same thing. This is when I can come back to myself and be like, I'm really shackling myself here. It's such a poor me victim mindset. It must be ego. I must be stuck in ego here. And then I can really be like, wait a minute. My cognitive, conscious, purposeful choice in moment to moment, in the ever-present, present moment, as I like to call it, is to be a host of living God, is to be living life awake, in my best foot forward, walking this synchronicity walk of life, and really paying attention to all the happenings around me, and to really being open and receptive to all angles of interaction. And this is an angle of interaction. It's uncomfortable. It's, for whatever reason, it's bogged down or apathetic, or it's overcharged, or it's angry or rageful. Whatever the case is, those feelings, again, they're not something to be shameful or to hide or try to just dissolve or get rid of, or trace back to a root of what the cause was of it at the moment. No. It's actually just, oh, I see you. I accept that you've caused this action within me, this reaction, this sort of space I'm feeling. I feel it by choice. I have been feeling that. That's my choice. It perhaps is an incorrect choice, and I've made a mistake in falling into a habitual bad mindset or emotion. That's okay. But I am a host to God. I am an instrument which God plays life through. I am a vessel of this living life. And just by reconnecting with that and positioning myself to remember that, I can offer forgiveness for falling in a hole or backsliding or making the same mistake or a new mistake, or misjudging something or someone. And also, that extension of forgiveness goes out to whatever the scenario is, or whatever I feel like mundane about my life, or over-exerted or frustrated with, or even if it's like I said, it could be a direct person. And that forgiveness, that host to God, reminds me that, oh yeah, this person out there is a reflection of living God as well. He, she, it, this group, this scenario has a message for me in it. And it was this. It was this practice of recentering and remembering God again and giving that grace out. And after that, you can either a solution comes through or rebuttal or a response of sorts that is more harmonious, that is more integrated, and that person is actually more receptive to, or that group or scenario, or even just self inside there. It really helps to detach from this like overactive, egoic side that's just like continuously seeking to sort of like loop or lasso somebody in. When you realize that you're uncatchable, and in fact they're doing nothing but like looping themselves up over there, they quiet down, and again we can be at this sort of centered place of calmness that is just solutions focused and focused on moving through whatever the thing is. So that's my quick message for this morning. Today, live action meditation. Would you choose to be a hostage to ego or a host to God? And thanks for listening. Thank you, Course in Miracles, for inspiring, wonderful work. If you have read it, if you are working through things, if you're going to try this live action meditation, if you like it or you don't like it, I would love to hear whatever your responses are. So feel free to leave comments down below or send me an email. My email is always in the descriptions. Or if you're on Telegram, you find me over there at Marie Speaks, and send me a message. I'd love to hear from everyone. Thank you for giving me your time today. Thank you for your contribution to the collective. Thanks for witnessing mine. And I'll see you next time.